Hi friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Saadatu and this is Saadatu's Daily. I'm glad to have this Q&A session. I've been wanting to do it for the longest of time, but I always felt I didn't have enough questions. But when I sat down to pick the questions from different platforms like Instagram, WhatsApp messages, on YouTube, and some personal messages, calls, and most frequently asked questions, I got to know that I have a lot. So when I sat down to put down the questions, as in to classify them, I was able to bring up four classification of questions. The first one usually borders around relocation. The other one borders around me, like wanting to know about me. The other one about my job, and then the last about Winkler, Manitoba. That is the city where I stay. So all in all, the questions are like 30. They're over 30, and I'm like, wow, I have a lot of questions I could answer. So I'm going to do justice to them. So pick your popcorn, take your juice, your zobo, your wine, and get ready to listen and enjoy. Once again, if you're new to this channel, I'm glad to have you here. For my returning subscribers, thanks for always coming back to watch my videos. Please do well to like this video and subscribe because I know you're going to really enjoy it. So let's get going. So we're going to be starting with the relocation questions because most of my audience, I know you guys are basically following me to know more about relocations, especially to Canada. Most of you want to come. Some of you have started the process, some of you want to start the process, and some of you are already in Canada. So I'm going to start with the relocation questions, and what I have here is about 15 questions. Okay, so the first one that I usually get is, how much can I budget to relocate to Canada? So this question, I cannot pinpoint and say this is the exact amount, because why? Every family, every individual is peculiar. They have their own peculiarities. So what am I saying? You may be a family of 5, that's husband, wife, and 3 children. You may be single, you may be just you and your wife. That determines how much proof of fund you should save. It determines how much ticket you're going to buy. It depends how much your application fee is going to be. So what I will advise is, first of all, get to know how much is the application fee for express entry. Get to know how much is the current proof of fund. Unless it's been updated again. Get to know the current proof of fund, then you multiply it by the number of families members you have, then other things, tickets and all that. So this journey, I keep saying, requires a lot of research. So we cannot just give you an exact amount that this is the amount. So get to know the process. This question usually comes up in different forms, so I think one day I'm going to sit down to make a video about it, explaining from the beginning to the end. For the same way I came in through provincial nomination, I'm going to make a video on the step by step and try to put the cost aside currently, what the cost is, so I cannot tell you how much it is you should keep for relocation, but one thing I want you to know, that it is a very expensive venture. Anybody you see relocating out of the country has really spent a lot. So that is why you need to save a lot. You need to plan ahead for this, because once you hear how much we spend, how much someone relocates, how much they spend, it tends to discourage people. But I also keep saying that you shouldn't ask for the amount, like how much it is, because it's discouraging. Just start the process. I always tell people, just start. Go evaluate your results. Go write IELTS. Go do this, go do that. Get your, some people don't have international passport, yet they're asking how much it is to relocate. Start the process little by little. Spend the money in piecemeal, because if somebody sits down to tell you, for example, to go and keep 30 million, you just like, if I have 30 million, I can open a big business in Nigeria. That is the next thing people say. Whenever I try to give an approximate amount of, especially with the exchange rate now, the person will be like, if I get that kind of money, I will go and open business in Nigeria. So if you want to do this venture, start doing it little by little. Start spending the money gradually so that you won't be overwhelmed with it. Okay, so the second question is between studies, work permit, and permanent residency, which is better? So this question comes from several people that want to relocate and they want to know which one suits them, like which one should they go for. And I keep wondering, like, it doesn't, you don't get to, in a way, you don't get to pick which one suits you because it all depends on your circumstances. So, for example, if you are young, you have a master's, you have work experience and all that, the express entry suits you. If you have a relative, if you got a job or something, then permanent provincial nomination suits you. If you don't have any of those options, you can come in through studies. So it all depends on your peculiarity, like how what suits you. So, but what I would say is that coming in as a permanent resident to Canada is the best thing that can happen to you. I came in as a permanent resident, and I know people that came in on work permit, and I know people that are in the country on study permit. So the level of complaint, the level of hustle, the level of stress attached to each category is different. So you come in as a permanent resident, let's say you and your husband with children, you come in with a proof of fund, of course. You get to decide when you want to work. If you want to work immediately, you land. You're not under pressure to resume a job. Like if you came in through work permit, you're under pressure to resume that job or to start job hunting because that is what brought you in. If you come in as a student, in fact, most students that come in, they come in late. Even if it's not late, the moment you resume school like this, you start assignments, assessment, exam, tests. You come in with children, you're struggling to settle in, you're struggling to put them in school, you started school, it's really, really stressful. Then you complete the studies, you have to pass. You have to now change your visa to work permit to get a job. After then, you now start processing for your PR. Coming in as a permanent resident, if you have a choice, then I would prefer you to come in as a permanent resident because the level of stress, the rest of mind and everything, you are coming, you come here to settle down. We have a lot of families that come in, they relax for the first 3 4 months, they're not working, they're just settling down, taking things one day at a time before they now decide to get a job. You understand? So if you have your way based on this question, then I would choose for you to come in as a permanent resident. Then also the benefits you get from the government, when especially when you have children, especially when you're in Manitoba and all that, those benefits don't really splash on other people that are coming through other routes. So based on this question, if you ask me, then you should choose coming in as a permanent resident. So the third question has to do with me asking how long before you got your permanent resident card. So my permanent residency card came in very, very late. So we're a family of five. When we came in, my husband and the children got a permanent residence card, their card, within 2 3 months. But my own came in after like 7 months. Why? Me that moving like. So what happened was that, of course, I'm a Muslim. The passport I snapped was rejected like 3 times. They kept sending me emails. I should go and retake my passport. My passport was rejected. The specs, if you're going to be tying a cap, if you're going to be tying hair tie, or if you're going to be wearing a cap, of course, I don't put my hair. So I keep snapping, sending back to them. They will reject. I won't hear from them again. They'll reply me when I think I'm getting my card. They'll reply me again to go and take another passport. So it took a lot of back and forth. So for me, it took me 7 months to get my permanent resident card. In fact, the day I got my PR card, from the mailbox outside my house, I was dancing there. In fact, that day, there's a Nigerian family that lives opposite my mailbox where we pick our meals. She was outside in her car, doing something in her car, and I was like, hey, madam, see you, I just got my PR card. She said, what? You're just getting your card? I said, yeah, so that's why I'm dancing here. She said, why? What happened? I said, it's a long story. That's to show you how I've been anticipating that card. I'm like, where is my PR card? And I got to know it to get to a point whereby you have to reapply for it. I didn't want all those stress. So mine took me seven months, but people coming in recently, they get it within 1 month, max 2 months, they get their PR card. So that is it. The next question: should I pack more of clothes or food while packing to Canada? Well, for me, I would say pack more of food. Pack more of food that are scarce here, food that you can't get, food that are expensive. You can always get clothes. The other YouTubers that insist, bring your clothes, so don't drop your clothes, bring your clothes. Or me, if you ask me, bring more of food. When you come here, you can always buy clothes, because most of the clothes we have, what we wear in Nigeria, are mostly like summer clothes. They are clothes for heat, for hot season, like, you know. Meanwhile, the weather here all through, almost all through, is cold. Even during summer, so the summer that you feel the heat of Nigeria is like 2 3 months, not up to 3 months to me, because even in summer you still get chilly. So just bring few clothes. So if you're a Christian, you go to church every Sunday, yes, bring all those your natives. You can, even in cold, even in the winter, you can still wear your native, you wear jacket on it. So when you enter the church, it's to be warm, you remove your jacket. So you can bring all those outing clothes. But me, I'm a Muslim. Where am I going to? All the native, when I was in Nigeria, I wear mostly natives. So I was in Sokoto for that matter. So I always wear natives. So I didn't bring them. In fact, I didn't bring, I think I brought just one or two natives, because where am I wearing natives to? In fact, there was a day when before winter started, I tried to wear one of my gowns. Then my husband and I went out. In fact, I regretted that day because I kept pulling my gown down. I was not comfortable. It was so windy and all that. So if you ask me, bring in more of food with the space you have on your luggage. Bring in more of food. Then the clothes, you can later, when you come, you settle down, you can now decide that, okay, I will need my clothes. You can now do cargo to bring in some of your clothes. When you come, nobody will tell you. You get to know that this clothes, I don't really need them, because there are some people that clothes, they've come here for how many months or years, but there are some clothes they've not even touched, they've not even worn. Because where are you going to? This boring country, where are you going to? Except if you go to church every Sunday, of course. Yeah. My husband and I earn almost 1 million as salary. Is it worth it relocating to Canada? So, yes, it is worth it from my own perspective. You're earning almost 1 million, you and your husband. That means both of you bring in like 2 million every month. What do you think the people that are in Canada currently, what do you think they were earning before they left? As I said, this venture is a very, very expensive one. Anybody you see relocating to UK, to anywhere, it's an expensive venture, and it is not. So you need to earn a lot. You need to earn a lot to be able to afford it. So yes, people that earn up to 2.5. I know of somebody that was earning almost 2.5 million monthly every month, and she relocated. I know my boss's boss that relocated. So it is what it. So especially now that the exchange rate has become something else in Nigeria, the money you earn doesn't even, so can it even afford the peace of mind? I'm not ditching where I'm coming from. That question I asked me, can it buy the peace of mind, the rest of mind, the system that is working? You come here, you get a job. By the time you convert what you are earning over here, it's almost equivalent to what it is that you're earning there. With time, you catch up and you even exceed it. So yes, it is what it is. What it all depends on what your priority is. Yeah. The job you're doing over there, of course, you attain a high level, you are among management or something, but you come here, change your mindset, start small, start very, very small, start growing. If you want to go into a career, start getting certifications and all that. Within months, you're going to reach that stage you were in Nigeria or where you're coming from. So it is what it. If you want to look at your income and say because of that you don't want to leave, then you're not ready to relocate, because the people that are relocated, if you ask them how much they were earning, how much was their last salary before coming to Canada, you'll be shocked. You'll be shocked, because you'll be like, if I have this kind of salary, I'm okay. I'm a big boy in Nigeria. You're not. It's only when you relocate you get to know that you're not a big boy. You're just suffering and smiling. There's a Facebook group I'm in. They call it Rant HQ. I know most of you watch Rant. You're a part of Rant HQ. Somebody was asking a question that if he's earning 500k every month, he's not going to relocate. You need to see how people were commenting. How to 500k? What can you do with 500k in Nigeria? Like, you know. So it is worth it. If both of you are earning that amount, it is worth it. If your priority is to relocate, then you should do it. Yeah. How many times did you write IELTS? I thought I removed this question. I thought I removed this question actually. How many times did I write? I wrote IELTS twice, 2 times, two times. I wrote IELTS 2 times. The first one I did not pass. One of the modules I got 5.5, and in each module you're supposed to have like minimum 6 to be able to be eligible to enter into the express entry pool. So I had 5.5 in one of them. I didn't pass, so I had to rewrite it. I had to study. I have a video I made about it where I said I wrote my IELTS twice, and the reason why I wrote it twice, you know, the first time I didn't prepare. I paid a tutor to teach me, and the tutor didn't do a good job. Like the tutor, after I wrote the exam, I got to know that the tutor had never written IELTS before, so he was teaching me rubbish. So when I got to the exam hall, that I got to see some questions that he never taught me. And you know how it is, I was doing computer based. I was shocked. Before I could recollect myself and everything, time had gone. So I failed right from the exam itself. I knew I was going to register again, so I wrote it twice. And there are a lot of people that wrote it once. I have some guru friends that when I was writing my own, they wrote theirs too, and they passed exceedingly well, like flying colors. I'm like, what? They passed. And again, on the other hand, there are a lot of people that have written up to 9 times. I just got a I just saw a story of somebody that just got PR like last week, and she was like celebrating and saying she wrote IELTS 9 times, 9 whole times. I know of a family already here that wrote it 10 times. So for me, in that category, I wrote my own 2 times. So how many times did you write your own? And you shouldn't be discouraged if you fail the first time, second time, third time. Just keep writing, keep reading, and keep writing. It's not a big deal. Oh, so the next question: how did you relocate? How did I relocate? So I relocated based on provincial nomination to Manitoba, based on family connection. That is how I was able to relocate to Winkler. It's called PNP, provincial nomination. I made a video about that. I think I'll put the link somewhere for you to watch. That's how I relocated. How long did your process take? So my own process took approximately 1 year. From the day I submitted my profile to express entry up to the time I got PR took about a year. The whole processing, the every took a year. Of course, minus when I wrote my IELTS, minus when I evaluated my result. I didn't add that. But from the day I submitted my profile to express entry up until the time I got my permanent residency, everything was 1 year. Took 1 year. So there are some people that took 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. I have a friend, a family friend, that her own took 3 years, you know. So when she hear of my own, when I'm complaining, that 1 year was so long, the pressure, the tension. She see this one, mine was 3 years. Like so it depends. But these days it's really fast these days. Both express entry, provincial nomination, any route, it's really fast these days. So this question: can you sponsor me as a friend or family? So because I make a lot of videos and people get to know that I'm in Manitoba and I'm in Winkler, a lot of people come to my inbox, come to my Instagram, my emails, asking me if I can be their friend or their families to sponsor them. Like, am I your friend? Am I your missing relative? Am I that long lost cousin you've been looking for? I cannot support you. I cannot like sponsor you. I can sponsor my friend, of course, but I cannot sponsor. I can sponsor my relatives, but I cannot sponsor you. No. I keep saying, I keep telling them, go and look for your relatives, all your relatives in your father's side, your mother's side. Go and look for the one that is inside Manitoba that can sponsor you. You never can say. You may not know that your father's brothers, uncles, sisters, whatever, is in Manitoba and can sponsor, you never know. So the answer is no. So anybody that is coming to my inbox, except if you are coming to come and say hi to me, please stop asking me. It's ridiculous, like, you know. Why are you calling my job a survival job? I got attacked. So there was a video I made where I was talking about survival jobs you can do in Canada when you arrive. And I listed like 10 jobs that I considered as survival jobs. I listed care job, I listed restaurant because I worked in McDonald's when I came in for like 4 months. I mentioned customer service job. I mentioned a lot of jobs, Ubers and all that. And a lot of people attacked me like, why am I calling that job survival job? Because they are doing that job and they are still doing that job like even from when they came into now, they're still doing the job. So they don't consider it as a survival job. So no disrespect to any job anybody is doing. In this country, there's dignity in labor. Even the janitors, they have dignity. The people that clean offices, that clean schools, that pack snow, they may even be any more than you. That's the shocker. The person you see packing snow early in the morning, or the person sweeping up may be any more than you. I keep saying this. When I was a customer service representative, how much was my salary? I was earning $15 per hour. When I was in McDonald's, I was earning 15.50. So me that sit down in the house, put phone and double screen in my present in my front, and I'm at home and I'm answering calls, speaking all the English in this world. Somebody in McDonald's is any more than me. You get? So there's dignity in labor. So what I meant by that video was that the jobs you can start doing that you don't really need qualification, you don't need work experience, you don't need all those, you can just start it. That is the term people use as either menial jobs or survival jobs. That is what it is being referred. I'm not disrespecting anybody's job. One of the jobs is the job my own husband is doing. That is the only job he has been doing since we came into Canada. He is still doing it till this moment I'm talking. So am I insulting my husband's job? No. I also did 2 of those survival jobs. 2 of them. So am I insulting myself? No. No disrespect to anybody. And the people that were even disrespected, that felt disrespected, are our fellow Ninjas, you know. Let's not even go there, but no disrespect. So I'm not deliberately calling your job a survival job. I know a lot of people are beefing me for that. I'm not disrespecting you. Even the Canadians are doing the survival jobs. They are doing, in fact, some people, that's the job they've been doing for 20 something years. That is what they've bought their house, they've paid off their mortgage, they have cars, they have assets on those jobs. So calling it a survival job doesn't mean I'm disrespecting it. I'm just trying to classify to say these jobs are the jobs people do when they just come into the country. Next question. Which IELTS is needed for relocation to Canada? So the IELTS exam is there are 2 types of IELTS exams, the IELTS General and the IELTS General and IELTS Academy, right? So it's the IELTS General I did for relocation. If you want to come in for studies, you do the IELTS Academic. I think even people going to the UK, some universities require you to do IELTS Academy. So I have people that mistakenly went to write the other IELTS when they wanted to relocate. They didn't really ask questions. They went to write the IELTS Academy. Unfortunately, they have to write it, you know. So the one you write for relocation to JAPA for migration is IELTS General. I learned it is cheaper than it is less harder than the academy. I don't know about that. That's what people say. If you think so, let me say it in the comment section that IELTS Academy is harder than IELTS General, but I did IELTS General. Best time to travel after getting your PR. When you get your PR, just pack your load and be coming. Any season, any weather condition of Canada, just be coming. Whatever the weather condition, we're here. If it's inside snow, winter, pack your load and be coming due to the uncertainties of where you're coming from before you hear stories that touch. So because like us now, when we got our PR, we got our PR July 7th, 2021. 2023. 2022. My head is not even working. We got PR July 07. I can never forget that date. In my mind, July 30th, I want to see myself in Canada. In fact, my soul had left Nigeria. It was just my body that was in Nigeria. My husband was like, no, let's wait till December. We have time to sell off our business, to sell off our things, to resign. I said, you are who? You are who? Me and these children will go. When you're ready, you come and meet us there. Shebi, you've gotten your PR. He was like, who is chasing you? You've gotten your PR. What's left? You know how men used to think like, they'll just take that time. Me. I said, the latest though is September. September. He was like, no, it's too close. Let's wait till December. By then, we'll be able to gather everything, do this. I said, no, let's start now. So if you get your PR, if you can book the next flight, start coming. And because of that period was a period of Boko Haram was really intense. We're in Sokoto State. It was really coming into the states. There were a lot of cases of Boko Haram coming into. So the uncertainties was too much. In fact, my kids stopped going to Islamic school. They were on holidays then. So they were not even going anywhere. They were just home. They don't even go anywhere except to visit my mom, to visit people, but they were home. There was strict rules for the Megad. Don't let people in. This insecurity was just too much. I was just like, let's just go because of fear. And again, there was a video I made. I said the news of us relocating spread. It spread so much. Somebody that we hired to help us sell our properties was spreading the news. We told him, anybody that asks you why are these people selling their property, tell them they're moving to Lagos, they're moving to Abuja. He went to say they're moving to Canada. So a lot of the news went around that we're relocating. So you know how a lot of people codedly relocate. Nobody knows till when they reach where they're going, they will call back home and say we've left too. Our home was not like that. A lot of people knew where we were going to months before we relocated, So the insecurity was so high, the fear, the tension was so high. We were just anxious to leave. So if you get your PR immediately, please pack your load and be leaving and be coming. After all, you've already gotten permanent resident to Canada. You've already wanted to leave your country. So what are people doing there? Just leave. Next question. Is it easy to get accommodation sorted before coming or landing? Accommodation in Canada is a big deal. It's a big deal in any province you're going to. The influx of immigrants has outdone the current housing. Yeah, it's a big deal. So now you're relocating. You know when you're leaving, you bought your ticket. Please intensify the effort to get a home, to get a house. Highest, if you don't get a house, then start booking Airbnb on time again. Yeah, even Airbnb, don't think you can do it at the last minute. You can cancel if eventually you got a house, so that you get good rate, good location. You get to pick the Airbnb you're going to stay. Housing in Canada is a big deal. Though a lot of, like we in Winkler, in the rural areas, a lot of construction have come up, a lot of buildings have come up within this 1 year that we're here. In fact, there's a street that was like a vast land. Like now you need to see houses that have come up. And again, you see houses advertised for rent. There's an app we have over here. It's called Garage Sale. Then Facebook Marketplace. People post their homes for rent. The person who posts the house 24 hours ago, you need to see like 50 people making inquiries on that house. We have people that when coming here, they call us that please can you help us get a house in Winkler. We start looking for a house for them. The owner of the house to give you an appointment to come and view the house. You get to know that they'll just give you 5 minutes to come and view the house. Like 15 people on the queue that day to come and view the house. You just know that you don't even have hope. I remember how a friend of ours was coming, and then I and a friend here were looking for house. In fact, you need to see how how we looked for houses, went to different houses, they didn't give us. The last house that we now got for him, you need to see the English we spoke. You need to see the promises we made. You need to see the, in fact, we need to see these people coming, they're already in Winnipeg. We had to tell the landlord they're already in Winnipeg. They've been in Airbnb. They're supposed to be in Winkler. They don't have a home. They can't stay in our house because our house is tight. Our landlord will not allow them to stay. Please give us this house. We needed to beg. So housing is a big deal. You can get a house. So we got a house before coming. So our relatives here helped us to get a house, and that's another story for another day. Even though we got a house, the house was not ready. When we landed, we had to stay in Airbnb for like 5 days before the house was ready, before we could move in. It's possible. People get their houses, they pay for it even from Nigeria, and then relocate and just move into their house. That is the best thing that can happen to you. It's something that can happen. Especially if you have a relative so that can reference you, because they want to know if you can pay their rent. They need to get reference. If you get a reference of somebody that is already there, it's easier for you. So start house hunting before you relocate. Don't wait till the last minute. I also have a friend coming in next week. Yeah, next week, like in 2 days time, maybe 3 days time. And she has already gotten a house, or even though it wasn't easy, but she has gotten a house. She's coming with her children and she has gotten a place to stay. Next question: what is the best province to relocate to? So this question is definitely from somebody that got permanent residency through express entry, not through provincial nomination, because if you're coming through provincial nomination, then you're supposed to stay in that province that nominated you. So this person that came in through express entry definitely has a choice to stay in any province of their choice. So it's really a big deal for them when they have to decide which province they are going to stay. So especially if you and your husband are different, just like me and my husband now, if we had the choice to pick the province we're going to stay, I know it was going to be a big fight. I know, because my husband likes quiet, lonely places, no noise. He doesn't like urban places. He loves quiet rural places, you understand? But me, I like urban places. I love to see tall buildings, skyscrapers, escalators, lifts, all those modern vibes. I love to see all those, so in that case, he may want to stay in a place like where we are now. This is exactly where he loves. And me, I want to be in the Ontarios, the British Columbias, the Torontos. That's where me I want to be. But so if you want to know which province you should move to, you need to do your research. I cannot help you in that aspect, but I would advise you to go to somewhere you have supports, where you're going to get the best support, because getting a support system before you land is a big deal. You need to get people on ground that will help you to settle in, and if you think you can survive alone, fine, but make sure you guys sit down to think about, look at it like for your income, what the kind of jobs you guys want to do, if you have children, if you have money, if you love the rowdy place, the happening places and all those are things you should consider. Every province in Canada is beautiful. Oh, sorry, I hit my tripod. Every province in Canada is beautiful. It just depends on what you want. So you can sit down to ask questions. When you have friends that are already in those provinces, you can ask them questions. How is it to be in such a place? Blah, 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 and all that. Can I convert my visitor visa to work permit? The answer is yes, but it is not as easy as just saying yes. So if you come in as a visitor visa and you're lucky, you get a job that employs you based on your visitor visa, then you can convert your visitor visa to work permit. But that shouldn't be the reason why you're coming into Canada. Visitor visa is for you to come in as a visitor, as a tourist. So if you have it at the back of your mind that you want to stay, look for a job and all that, then I don't know what to say about that. But yes, you can. In fact, I have a family, I said it somewhere in one of my videos that came in. They came in as visitor visa and they have converted their visa to work permit. The wife got a job and the husband automatically has a work visa, so they converted it. And all this happened within 2 months that they came in. Yeah, it happens. It's possible, but it's not as easy as that, because I keep saying we have permanent residencies, we have citizens, we have people here on work, on official work permit, looking for job, looking for that same job. So if you're an employer, who will you employ? Who will you take? You definitely take someone that has a better status to work. So you should be careful. There are a lot of agents out there talking about promising to give you a job, selling jobs for you. You know, there are a lot of immigrants that have settled in, got businesses, and are selling jobs. They have businesses that are employing people, and they employ people and they ask you to pay. All those things, if you can avoid it, just come in, look for a way to come in the right way, and So if the answer is yes, you can. So the next question, so all these questions, 15 questions, were questions that relate to relocation. So the next set of questions is about me. Are you guys interested so much about me? Keep watching. Please like this video if you're enjoying it so far, and comment if I've said something wrong, something misleading. Also, please correct me. There's no island of knowledge, so that other people watching can read the comments and also learn from it. So about me, are you married? Yes, I am very, very married. Very, very married. People come to my Instagram and be telling me all this. Hey babe, hey pretty, hey, hi dear. If you check a person maybe is 27 years, 25 years, telling me, Abalaba, hi dear, am I your mate? I'm very married. I have 3 children. My children are 12, 10, 7. Those are their ages. So you see, I'll soon be a grandma, and even the eldest one is a girl. So very soon she will bring a man home. So I am married, very, very married. I don't wear ring. I'm about to stole my ring in Nigeria. Yes, they stole my ring. I just remember that situation in Niger State. Oh, they came into the house to rob us, and they removed my ring from my finger. A gold ring. How is it being a Muslim in Canada? I get these questions a lot in different forms, like how do you practice your religion? Is there any kind of discrimination? Hope you are religious. Hope you are still saying your prayers. Hope I'm still saying my prayers. Yes, even though I struggle, it's not easy because of the time differences in Canada here. Like in the winter, you finish saying your prayers by like 6 p.m. You finish saying your prayer because it gets dark easily. Meanwhile, in the summer, up to, you don't pray your last prayer, that's the Isha prayer, up to like 10 p.m. It's not easy. So you always need to check your prayer app to know when you are supposed to pray, because it's not easy. Being a Muslim in Canada, it's fun, it's interesting. Nobody sends you. If you like wear a hijab or anything, they'll give you way to pass. Everybody practices whatever they want to practice. We have a lot of people. Everybody is a Christian. We see people eating that Christians are not Christian. We have Jews, we have Hindus, different religion. So being a Muslim is fine. I still wear my veil, of course. People don't always see my hair. Even to work, I wear my veil, I wear my long trousers, I wear my skirt, I dress appropriately. It's nice being a Muslim in Canada. Just that where I am in Winkler, the Muslim community is not much. The Muslim Nigerian community is like this. It's tiny. We know ourselves, we're not much. So the other Muslims here are like mostly Indians, Pakistanis, and all that. So we have a mosque. I've never been to the mosque. I learned there's a mosque. During Eid, we pray together. We have a WhatsApp group where we communicate. We share stories, we share stuff. It can be lonely. So sometimes in the mall, you see your fellow Muslims with hijab, with veil, and you are like excited. You can see that smile. Salam alaikum, alaikum salam. We don't get to see ourselves like that, but when we see ourselves, we're like, we make sure we say salam to each other. Yeah. And the Nigerian Muslim communities, yeah, how many are we? I can count how many we are on one hand, though. We're not plenty here in Winkler, but of course in Winnipeg, another place, there are a lot of Muslims, and from me seeing them, these are Muslims. How is it having a kid and being a working class mother in Canada? That's another thing. Oh, it's not easy. Oh. So me, I have children that are 12 years old, 10 years, and 7. It's easier for me because I can do any job I want to do. I can decide to work off site and I can decide to work from home and work in the office. But when you have children that are below the age of 6, it becomes a challenge because you can't do the kind of work you want to do because those children are not yet qualified to start schooling. So you need to start getting jobs like part-time job when your husband is around to take care of the children while you work, because you cannot leave a child below the age of 12 at home to take care of the younger ones. It's illegal. If you are caught, you could lose your children to the child care services. So you don't want to be found wanting, you know. So having children and working, even though you say, okay, I have children below the age of school age, I can work from home. It's not easy. Working from home as a mother, as a woman, when you have young children, just like a scam, because it's not that easy, I'm telling you. Because you need to take care of those children. You need to make sure those children don't interrupt the work you're doing. It's not like you can work. There are some jobs, of course, so that you don't, maybe you're not doing like customer care, that you don't need to talk. But once in a while, you talk to your bosses, you do presentations, you do meetings, then your baby will start screaming in the background or something new. So working from home requires 100% attention to your job. So having a child does not even give you that ability to give your job 100%. So it's a struggle really for working mothers, mothers that really want to work. And you find situations whereby the woman wants to work, she has a baby, she's depressed, she's used to the work life in Nigeria, she wants to work because she has children, she cannot work. So you just find her not happy always, just taking care of, even support. She's the 100% taking care of the children. The husband goes to work. And even when you have children that are above school age, yeah, like in my own case, by 8:30 we all have left the house. My children have gone to school, I have gone to work. I don't worry about them. When they close, the school bus drops them home and I close and come home, so they can come in, they can go out. you know Even at that, I still worry about them because sometimes they will just call you from school, come and pick your daughter. Nene says she has headache. Adeza hit his leg. This one has stomach pain. This place, they can just call you any small thing like this that in Nigeria they can help you handle. Here like this, several times. In fact, when I just see my children's school calling like this, my heart just skips. What happened? And then when you pick, you will just hear it is even that child that will tell you, Mommy, can you come and pick me? I'm not feeling too good. How are you not feeling too good? How am I going to do my job? What? What happened? I'm not feeling too good. What is it? You're not feeling too good? And they expect you to come and carry your child. So you have to go and bundle your child. But the good thing is that when your child calls and you tell your boss, like, or your supervisor, Mike, they call me from school, I have to go pick my child. They allow you go, just go, like go, 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 go. No issues from my experience and from what I've had. So it's a struggle. It's not easy. And at the same time, those children are the ones that tend to give you benefits as being a permanent resident over here. If you know what I'm saying. So being a working class mom and having children is a struggle. You tend to juggle a lot of things at the same time. When during your break time you want to use it to like sometimes during my break time, especially in this winter where when I close by 5 it's already dark, I want to use my 1 hour to go do 1 or 2 shopping, put it in my boots, go back to work, call home, it's actually not easy because you are juggling a lot of things. In the weekend also, you tend to want to cook, especially when you're not even you're working from home. You want to do batch cooking, cook, stock your freezers, go to shopping, do this, do that, and then Monday comes again. So it's like you're working around the clock. This is for women. I'm not saying men are not doing it. For people say it's only women that is working. And this question about women. So it's a struggle. Even my boss, even my manager sometimes gives excuses. I have to go. I have to close early. I left my children with my mom. My mom is not feeling. I have to go and pay. There's always things surrounding your child, as a working mom. And especially those that were working, the bank managers from Nigeria, they were working like around the clock. They now come here, they cannot work because they have children. In Nigeria, I have daycares. Here, the daycares are expensive though, you know. They find it hard to like able to cope because they really want to work and they're stuck with the child at home and all that. So it's really a struggle, but people do it. We're strong women, of course. So any regrets relocating from Nigeria? Yes. The regret is that I didn't leave earlier. That's my regret. If you want to hear me say no, I'm no any regret at all. The only regret is that we didn't come early. I miss home. I miss my previous job. I miss my family. I miss Nigeria as a whole. There are times I sit down and think that, is this the right thing I've done? Like, this place can be so lonely. You're in the midst of your husband, your children, you have friends there, but it can be so lonely. It can be so lonely. You just feel left out, especially when activities are happening at home. The time difference. Sometimes I call my mom, she's sleeping, she won't pick. By the time she call me, I'm at work, I cannot pick. By the time I call her, she's in the market. My sister, it's actually, you just feel left out, sort of. So those are the parts that I just miss. I'm not like I regret. No, I don't regret. I know I'm happy. I'm in a better place. I'm in a place where the system works. My kids are happy. Things are working now by the grace of God. No regrets. No regrets. I just wish back home can be better, because every day just gives you more validation, more conviction that you did the right thing by living. Things are still moving from like fire pan to fire, if you understand what I'm saying. So no regrets relocating. And I think I can speak that for my husband and my children too, and for most Nigerians in the diaspora. Is it what the relocation after quitting your high earning job? I think I've talked about this. Yes, it's worth it. High earning, no high earning is worth it, please. Why do YouTubers try to discourage people from relocating when they're not returning back? Okay, so this question didn't come directly like this. It comes in different angles. Like, too they talk, too they discourage person. Winter will come like that, and we want winter. Yes, even yesterday my cousin was telling me that, yes, let me freeze in the cold. I want to also come. So we're not discouraging you to not come. We're just telling you like the realities. Like, this is what is obtainable when you come to the abroad. And we tend to say it like we're discouraging you because we're already here. We cannot come and say we want to go back. We've spent so much, we've sacrificed so much, we've shut down our lives in Nigeria to come here. So we cannot go back. So you that are still in Nigeria, it is a choice. It is a time for you to sit down and reflect that this thing that this person is complaining, is this something I want to do? Is this something I can do? Especially when it comes to the job aspects, the weather. See, the weather is not an exaggeration. I have been here for over a year, and the way the cold used to mama me is not an exaggeration. You don't get used to it. Even Canadians are not even used to it. Not talk of you. So it is not an exaggeration when somebody is telling you it is freezing cold in Canada. It is freezing cold. I cannot even estimate it. My cousin was asking me yesterday that it cold deba. I said, that cold, you are not saying it very well. It is not cold in Canada. It is freezing. So we're not trying to say don't come. We're just trying to tell you the realities. I was talking about job. If you know what it means to come down your career level from up there to down there to start afresh. I made a video of my job. The role I'm currently doing right now is what I did in 2011. 2011. That's how many years ago? But that is what I am currently doing now. I started afresh, and I didn't just jump into the banking. I started working in a restaurant. So imagine yourself in Nigeria working in KFC or working in which restaurant do we have? We are like KFC. You're in the kitchen, you are flipping burgers. From a bank manager, you're flipping burgers. Or that alone is depressing, especially when you have bad bosses or bad supervisors at work. You're not happy in that job. So if you know that is not what you can do, then you have to rethink it. Because coming here, I say it from the airport, drop that mentality that I'm a big boy. Yeah, you're a big boy in your mind. We know you're a big boy, but you have to be able to change your mindset when you land this country. People start big job when they come up. Majority of us started from scratch. I did McDonald's, I did the customer care job, then I got this one. And I know I'm still going to progress. I'm not stopping here. I'm not I'm more than this, but it's little by little. I'm not where I was a year ago when I came, and I'm by next year, by the grace of God, I'm not going to be where I am. So we will now start growing gradually. So as a YouTuber, and most times again, YouTubers say things to get clicks, to get views, you know, that one too is there. But most of the time, what we're saying is the reality we're facing. We're already here. We cannot pack our load and say we want to go back. There's still people that leave Canada. A customer was just telling me on Thursday, 2 days ago, that she has a friend in Calgary that had a toddler of less than 2 years, and she just gave birth to the other baby, and she's not having any support. Nobody's helping her with the baby. She booked flight and went back to Nigeria because she has her mom, she has her sisters, all of them in a particular state that can help her. So what is she doing here alone with the baby? She's not even working because she has a baby. She bundled herself with the toddler and left. So that one can go and stay in Nigeria for maybe 2 years, gather herself. The children will grow small, then she will come back. The only thing that will suffer is her PR. Instead of her to get her citizenship, in like 3 years, it can be take her 5 years, so she doesn't get. You know, she has gotten her PR already. She left. So there are a lot of people that go back to their country, especially Indians. They go back, they'll be like, I can't continue with this job. With this job I'm doing here in Nigeria, in India, I have a business I'm running. I'll go back. I've settled my children here. They can still be here. Some will leave their wife and children here and go back. I have a friend, her husband has not moved permanently. He's in another country, not in Nigeria, he's in another country, because he feels he cannot come. He's a senior engineer, like he is a senior guy. So he cannot come here. He cannot. He has said this about that I cannot. So he's not here with his family. I have a lot of people like that. So we're not trying to discourage you. We cannot discourage you. We cannot even discourage anybody that really wants to come at all. Any regrets relocating? I hate cold. Is it bearable? Now, so this is you. It is bearable. See me now. I'm still alive. It is bearable. It is bearable. Oh. So this is a friend I have. We've been friends from primary school. So she actually has issues when it comes to cold. Her legs. She's not old though. She's a young babe, but she has cold issues. Like that is why she's not even thinking of Canada. So this is always, she wants to come, but she doesn't want to come because of her fear. Even Nigerian cold service is enough for her. Though she's not in Nigeria now. So people are scared of the cold. I cannot, even me in Nigeria, small cold like this, I want socks and jacket. I don't even know how I'm surviving. I'm a year plus there. I don't know how to survive. It is bearable for the fact that, have you heard that a Nigerian froze to death? Except the refugees that were sleeping outside and all that. How many of them? So it is bearable. Yes, please come and join us. Can you get me a job in Canada so I can come in as a work permit? I cannot get you a job in Canada. Oh, it's not that easy to get a job in Canada. If I open my business, maybe I can employ you, but for now, no, I cannot. There are a lot of job websites that employ foreigners, especially truck drivers and all that. And even the government of Manitoba officially employs people from outside of outside of Canada. I'm distracted, I'm thirsty. Can I take water? Oh, as you're waiting for me to continue, please like this video. Please subscribe. If you're here to subscribe, why? Just subscribe. Just click it. It will not take you 1 minute. It won't take you a second, microsecond to just subscribe. Okay. Next question. How do you cope without Nigerian food? So, for me, even in Nigeria, I was not really like a fan of swallow. Once in a while, I have cravings for swallows. My husband, I love swallow, and even now, gradually, he's like reducing. I don't want a situation whereby we will not be able to adapt to where we are. We have found alternatives to some foods, like beans. Now, I saw beans in superstore, in the Canadian superstore. The beans is in a pack. It's black-eyed pea. It's like, if you measure it, it's like maybe 5 cups of beans in a pack, and it's less than $4. It's a Nigerian that won't told me about it, so we can buy that one. There's beans here that they call pinto beans that we eat. My children even like it. They call it pinto beans. It's not easy. There's no Nigerian food here, except you go to African stores. Food in African stores are very expensive. They're available. They're so available. You can get whatever you want. The thing is that is the money. So some people do cargo once in a while. Maybe in a year you can do cargo once from Nigeria. You buy a lot of food, then you ship it to you in Canada. So food is available. If you really want to eat Nigerian food every time, you can. You just have to do the ability to bring the food to Canada or to spend over here. Yeah, like even the seasoning cube. Currently, I don't have any Nigerian seasoning cube in my house. I mentioned that a friend is coming to in some days time, so she's been able to buy me some things. She'll be bringing and including seasoning cubes. But I've been able to get alternatives of the seasoning cube most of the Canadians use here. A friend showed me the one she uses, and that is what we use, and so far it's okay. Yeah, so we cope well. We cope well. Are you visiting Nigeria soon? No, I'm not visiting Nigeria soon. I hope to do that later in the future. Let me gather some money. I miss Nigeria so much. Sometimes I wish I could just sleep and wake up and find myself in my mom's bedroom, you know. Yeah. My husband and I are almost 50 years old. Is it worth it relocating? Yeah, so it depends on what you guys want. Coming here at 50 years old, husband and wife, I don't see anything wrong in it, because even the Canadians work up to the age of 65. Retirement age in this country is 65, and you can extend it to 70. You can say, okay, you still want to work, you extend it to 70. The only thing is that you will not get pension here. You may contribute to pension, but what you're contributing is going to be so minute, you understand, except you deliberately open the retirement savings plan, the RRSP, to save aggressively for a retirement, or you open a business or something. But coming from Nigeria at 50, you can retire in Nigeria, bring your pension, invest here to do a business. The basic thing is coming here to have peace of mind. Come and retire in peace of mind. Like, come and, your children are established. Maybe your last child is even a graduate or something. Why not? Why not? You can relocate. There's nothing bad in it. If you have the chance and the ability to come, why not? But please don't come as a student. I'm not saying it is wrong to come in as a student, but please, if you have other means to come in, apart from being a student, because it's not going to be easy. Even young children of 25 are struggling in school. They are really struggling, complaining, not to talk of our old mamas coming in as students. So why not? If you have the chance to come in as a permanent resident or work permit, why not? You can come. I see nothing wrong in it. It's just that you, as I said, coming in at that age, you are at the peak of your career, so you can come here. And I have somebody who is an Indian. He voluntarily retired in in India at like 45, and he came here with his wife. He has two children and they're all grown up. He came here and he's currently working where I worked my first job. What does he do? He's in the front counter, he's a cashier. He sometimes pick food, go and deliver it outside for people working in the drive-through. Pick the food, go and give them. He'll be working small. That is the job he's doing. He will do it. He comes early in the morning. He does early morning shift. So he can work from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. He has to go 3 p.m. to night to sit down with his wife at home. So why not? Next questions. My eyes, I cannot even see very well here. I am single. Will I find a man in abroad if I marry? Will I find a man abroad to marry? People are saying it is harder to get a man in Canada. Why? Well, I don't know. I'm married, but from what I'm hearing is that men is very scarce in Canada. Men is they're actually scarce. So if you cannot find a husband in Nigeria, who knows? Maybe your husband is here in Canada waiting for you. Who knows? Maybe in the place that you put, but maybe God has even put you to sit down together. Who knows? Your husband can be anywhere, anywhere. Me, I found my own husband in my friend's house. I was going to visit my boyfriend, and I said, let me branch my friend's house to say hi to her before I proceed, and that is where I met my husband. So you can meet your husband anywhere. So who knows, maybe your husband is not in Nigeria, so come to abroad. Maybe he's in abroad. But I don't know why it is hard, because single guys come here for school and all that. I don't know why it is hard. The same number of single guys are coming to Canada to school or to work, are the same number of ladies that are also coming. So I don't know why it is hard for people not to meet each other. So there's this guy, what's his name? Shege, what is his name? That links single people in abroad. What's that his name? If I remember, I'll put it somewhere on the screen. So he does matchmaking for singles abroad, either in UK, Canada, Netherlands, anywhere. He links them up and all that. So it's a way you join dating sites, you meet like-minded people, you guys hook up and all that. Who knows? How do you guys share bills as compared to Nigeria, where the man handles all the bills? I thought I removed this question too. How we share bills, like, I think that's supposed to be like a personal business, but this mentality you have that in Nigeria the men handle all the bills. Well, in some homes, yes, in some homes, no. So it depends on what works for you. There are some men that don't want the woman to contribute anything to the home. There are some that will do 50-50. There are some that will say, okay, you handle this, you handle that. Whatever works for you, fine. But abroad over here, people tend to work together. Couples tend to work together to pay the bills of the home more abroad than in Nigeria. That is what I've come to notice. So it depends on what works for you. There are some families that contribute a portion of their income on a particular account. That is the account they use for the house. While there are some that we just tell the wife, okay, you're in charge of doing grocery for the family. And there are some that will say, no, your money is your money. Let me take care of my family and all that. So whatever works for you, it depends on, that's what you guys will do. How soon did you get your Canadian driver's license? I got my driver's license 3 months, let's say 3-4 months after landing Canada. So the driver's license you bring from Nigeria is actually valid for 3 months. Within that time, you are expected to write your written exam, then you do the practicals within 1 to 3 months, so that you don't go around with an invalid driver's license. So I got my own within 4 months. I did a video of that when I passed, because I was so full of tension, like. Okay, so that ends the questions that has to do with me. So that has to do with my job. Where do you work now? So I can't remember at what point this question was asked, but currently I'm a banker. I work in one of the banks in Canada. I'm a financial advisor, and I worked I worked in a restaurant, and I worked as customer care representative. I don't know at what point to ask this question, but currently I work in a bank. So So types of certifications needed as a banker. I'm a banker in Nigeria. Well, when you enroll, in fact, most times you don't get employed over here if you don't have some certifications like the Canadian Investment Fund exam. You must pass it. The mutual fund courses, you must pass them. If not, you're not licensed to even sell any of the products in the bank. In my own case, I was lucky to get employed even without any of the certifications, but immediately I was employed, I was enrolled for all those courses. By the grace of God, by next week, I want to write one of the certifications. I've written some, but the major one is one I want to write next week. So CIFC, IFC, all those courses, I'm going to put them on the screen somewhere. They are the certifications you need to do if you want to continue your banking career in Canada, or even if you don't have banking experience. Take the time to write those certifications before you start applying. In fact, you're going to be hotcake. You're going to get a lot of calls from employers wanting you to work for them if you have that certification. And if you're lucky, like for me, I started at from the first milestone, from the first level, because I didn't have the certification. So if I had had the certification, they would have employed me 3 steps higher than what I was employed as now. But nothing spoiled. I'm going to write it and then I'm going to elevate soon. So make sure you write those exams. I had a chance to write it even before landing, because I had a colleague that left Nigeria and told me he came and started working in a bank, and he told me he did certification even before he resigned his job. So he told me to also do it, but I was still thinking that, do I want to do the banking while in Nigeria and come and continue in Canada? I was just like, not knowing that I was staying up as a banker here. So salary range for bankers. Well, depending on the bank, it ranges from, as a financial advisor, it depending on the bank, it ranges from, like, there's some banks even as low as 46,000 yearly as a financial advisor to like 66, 70. So it all depends on, so as a financial advisor, like in my bank, you have milestone 1, 2, 3, 4. It depends on what milestone you're employed as. So within that range, depending on the banks, from 46 to like 66, 68. Yeah, then you now move into the senior financial advisor from like 70 and above, 70K and above. Is banking stressful in Canada as compared to Nigeria? No. The answer is no from my experience. So that was also my fear, that no, I'm not going to come and do the rat race again in Canada. So the banking, so far so good, has been calm. It's a lot to learn, to assimilate. You meet your target in the branch. You don't need to go out to seek customers, especially as a financial advisor. If you're employed as a maybe small business advisor or so, you may have to go out to meet your customers outside. But for me, I have no business being outside the office. I meet my target from people that come in. You try to cross sell other products to customers that come in. So if a customer comes in and he has just a checking account, you want to sell credit cards to him, you want to sell tax-free savings account, you want to sell mortgage, you want to sell, depending on their need, so you tend to sell to your existing customers, and you tend to talk to also like a community to come into the brand. No pressure, because in fact, no pressure, it's just cool, and the stress is less. You meet customers on a daily basis. Like for me, I have a maximum of 5 appointments in a day. You get time to prepare before they come in. You can reschedule the appointment. Nobody just walks in like that to get an appointment. So people actually walk in to ask if it's possible, and then they ask you as financial advisor, do you have time to attend to this person? If you have, why not? If you don't, to reschedule and third person to come in another time. So it's less stressful compared to where we're coming from. I swear down, it's less stressful. If I had known it's like this, I may have maybe like pushed more to start working as a banker before I started. I actually did employ as a apply as a for banking even from Nigeria. I did the first level interview. I scaled through. I did the second one. I scaled through, but I didn't get the job because I was yet to land. And I got some. And the person interviewing along with me, the other candidate, was already on ground, so she was taken for the job. So I didn't like get another job till now. Yeah. So the next class of question have to do with Winkler, Manitoba. I've never done a video this long. This is like 1 hour plus. No wonder I was thirsty. I hope you guys are still watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like this video and comment and let me know. I never knew this video was going to be this long. So going to Winkler, Manitoba. I stay in Winkler, one of the small towns in Manitoba. Is Winkler like a village? Yes, Winkler is a village. It's a village. So it is considered like one of the rural communities in Manitoba. It's like the fourth largest city in Manitoba. The population is like, the last time I checked, is it like 14,000 people? Yeah. It's 1 hour 20 minutes to Winnipeg, the province capital. It's like 2.5 hours to Brandon. It's like 10 minutes drive to Modern, and there are also some neighboring communities around. Winkler is a beautiful place to be. It's quiet. It's full of very, very nice people. We have like 6 elementary schools. Is it up to 6? I think 5 elementary schools, then colleges. There's no university in Winkler. The only university is in Manitoba and is in Winnipeg and in Brandon. There's no university here. Yeah. So somebody asked me, it was even over the phone, like, okay, let me compare Winkler, like a state in Nigeria. How can I compare Winkler to a state in Nigeria? So I've been in Sokoto, I've been in Niger, I have been in Kaduna, I have been in Abuja. I would say it's like Kaduna. It's like Kaduna of Nigeria. It's like Niger of Kaduna. It's like Niger of Nigeria. I don't know if I'm making sense. So we call it rural, but it's not rural compared to Nigeria. Like here, it's considered as rural area, but coming from where I'm coming from, it is not. So if you're coming from like a Lagos, a Port Harcourt, Abuja, then it may look rural to you. Yeah, but coming from other states, it's just, we have everything we want here. We have everything. You save more, it's less traffic, it's less people, nicer people. It's a beautiful place. It's a developing place. Yeah, developing place. Yeah. So why is there no much on Winkler presence online? Yeah, so me too, I experienced it. So before coming, I always check online to see place how Winkler looks like, but the internet didn't really help matters at all, that is one of the reasons why I was like, I'm going to do a lot to bring out Winkler. Like Winkler, people should know more of Winkler. So that is why a lot of people come to my inbox like, hey Winkler, I'm coming to Winkler in some months time, thanks for sharing your videos, for us to even see how the town looks like and all that. So you don't see a lot of information about Winkler, so it makes you to even believe that it is a village, but coming here, no, it's not. It's not a village to me. It's a very beautiful place. So how far is Winkler to Winnipeg? I've said it's 1 hour 20 minutes. Will you be leaving Winkler, Manitoba after fulfilling the required stay by the government? So based on provincial nomination, you're supposed to be here for 3 years, because if a province nominates you, you have to stay in that province for a number of years, and after then you can move anywhere you want to go. I'm loving Winkler. I don't think I would like to move. Initially I was like, no, after the 3 years I'm going to leave, but My husband has always been no, he's not leaving Winkler, and I'm coming to see it too. Like, well, it's somewhere to stay. It's just okay. I can go anywhere I want to go. I can go on vacation to wherever I want to go and come back home. Most times you don't even plan weekends. Sometimes you could just decide, let's go to Winnipeg. You could just stand up and just go. The roads are free. Even if it's in the midnight, it's safe. You can just drive and go and come back. People walk in Winnipeg and come back home on a daily basis. Some people do hybrid job. They go to Winnipeg and come back. You go to Winnipeg, shop, buy your things, come back, have an appointment in Winnipeg. So it's very easy. It's accessible to other states, other cities, you know. So I don't see myself leaving. At least not now. At least not now. What form of transportation do you have in Winkler? So in Winkler we have just taxis. We don't even have Uber. We only have taxis and your personal vehicles. Though I have plans on the way to do buses, but for now we just taxis we have. Shocked? Are you shocked? Don't be shocked. We're in the rural areas. So it's a small town. From one point to the other, highest 10 minutes, you don't reach where they go. We know each other, we're close to each other. You're going to the superstore, 6 minutes, 7 minutes, you're there. You're going to hospital, 6 minutes, you're there. 10 minutes, you are there. So it's a small town. So even if there's bus, it's going to, you know, the only buses you see is school buses everywhere in the morning, but the one that most people from one place to the other know, there's none. What's the Nigerian community like in Winkler? The Nigerian community in Winkler is nice. It's beautiful. We know each other. We know each other. We visit each other. We meet. We meet in one or two places. Sometimes we're not a lot, so we tend to say hi to each other when we see each other. On my street, I have three Nigerians on my streets. Yeah, three Nigerians on my streets. I have family here. Yeah, it's good. It's fun. When there's an occasion, when one person is doing birthday or is doing party, we meet each other there. Like last week there was a birthday party and I didn't attend. I had an official function in Winnipeg, so I missed, but I saw the video. So almost all the Nigerian communities were there, just thing 1 year old birthday, 1 year old birthday, but everybody was there. So we tend to look for opportunities. Currently we're thinking of doing end of year party, you know. So the community is okay, it's tight. We tend to help each other, and there's still the normal, if you know. Okay. I'm a data analyst with over 5 years experience. Will I get a job? I want to get a job. Data analyst. I'm a data analyst. I'm a business analyst. I'm a doctor in Nigeria. I am a clinical. I am a banker. Is there a job in Winkler? There is job. Oh. So even if you don't get a job in Winkler, you can get a job where you work from home. Your employer may be in Ontario, maybe in Nova Scotia. Like me, my customer care job, my employer, I didn't even know where my employer was. I don't even know. Were they even in Ontario or Nova Scotia? I don't even know. You know. So you could do hybrid. I told you that some people that do hybrid, they do 2 days work in Winnipeg, 3 days at home. There are some that go daily to Winnipeg to work. There are people that, like me, I have a job, I go to my office as a banker. So as a data analyst, mostly the jobs are remote, if I'm not mistaken. Mostly remote, hybrid. So yeah, you can get a job here. It may take some time to get, but there are jobs here. And if you really want to study on your role, but if you want to do something else, there are jobs. There are actually jobs here. It just depends on when you start searching and what type you're looking for. So if you want to look for the one that you work, you may have smaller opportunities because the community is actually smaller. So you have smaller opportunities, but that's not saying you will not get the job. You will. So you either get it where you go to work, or you get it remote, or you get it hybrid, whichever one you're lucky to get. Yeah. So I think, yeah, that is the last question. I hope you enjoyed my Q&A. It's really long, 1 hour and 15 minutes. This is the longest video I've made, and I hope you guys enjoy it, and I hope to get more questions so I can do part 2. If I did not answer your questions, maybe you've asked me one question or the other and I missed it, please, you can also ask in any channel. If you have my WhatsApp number, if you have my email is always in my description box, or you can comment here, or you can go to my Instagram to ask your questions, and I'll come back with another Q&A. It's actually interesting doing a Q&A because you tend to touch on a lot of subject, unlike if I do a video of one thing in particular. So this one, I touched on relocation, I talk about myself, my job of Winkler. It's really fun. Yeah, it's nice. So thank you so much for watching. Have a good night rest. Bye. Oh, my mouth is paining me.